man again, Walker, Walker's Ways, Walker's Way Weight Training. Today, I'm coming at y'all with a haircut video. This video is going to talk about how to give yourself a hairline and when is it time to line yourself up. Now, I see a lot of people, they want their hairline to always stay crisp and clean, and it could cost a lot of money going to the barber just for a hairline, so they end up trying to do it themselves and they push their hairline back. So the one thing that we're going to talk about is how to give yourself a straight hairline and not push your hairline back, so it always stays looking like you just came from the barbershop. The first thing that you want to do before giving yourself a hairline is to look at your hairline. And if it looks straight after brushing, then you probably don't need a hairline. If it's a little bumpy after combing it, you see how I have a little bit of nicks, knacks there? Those are over curls that can be cut, that can be trimmed. So a lineup is worthy. You always want to determine whether you need a lineup or your hair is growing. And you don't want to always keep your hair super straight to where you take your line back and back and back. It's very important up on the sides. I've seen a lot of guys have their sides straight down and they take it back and back and back, and then they mistake that for a haircut, so they get a higher top fade or a side fade just to cover up that they've been taking their hairline back. So that's the first thing that you want to identify, is if you really need a hairline. So after you identify that, yes, it's time for a lineup, what you really need all by yourself is you need a couple of clippers. Now, I like to use Andes. These are the ones that I use. A lot of professionals use these, and they're really good trimmers. Now, the reason why you need two is because when you're doing your own hair, it takes a little bit longer than it would going to a barber shop. So as the clippers heat up, you don't want that heat from the blade to cut your skin. So once you feel one set of clippers heating up, you go to another set. Okay? That way it keeps it clear on your skin and it doesn't make those marks. I seen a lot of guys mark themselves up for life. You're marked for life messing with hot clippers. So you do not want to give yourself a lineup with hot clippers. If you only have one set of clippers, then it might take you a little bit longer, because once they get hot, I would advise that you wait till they cool down to finish off your haircut. Now, how to get started. First thing that I want you to do after we done combed out our hair and stuff, everything is combed out, everything is lifted off of the scalp, so you can determine what needs to be cut and what shouldn't be cut. Now, when you start trimming, what you want to do is that you don't want to move your hand. You don't want to do that. What you want to do is you want to move your head. The more you move your head, the straighter your line will be. Yeah. Listen to the sound of the clippers. You only want to graze your scalp. You really don't want to touch your scalp too much. Listen to the clippers. The clippers will determine what's being cut, what's not being cut, and what doesn't need to be cut. If you have to move your hand, we're taking our hairline back. That's why I said don't move your hand, move your head. We're using the self-cut system too, by the way, but it's not really required. If you have a 3-mirror bathroom, that'll work the same way too. And if you're a waver and you're woofing, keep the comb nearby. Every time you swipe or hear the clipper talk to you, couple of swipes to make sure everything is staying lined up. Because as woofing wavers, we have a lot of hair that we can't really see that's thick over or underneath our ropes. Always start with one side. Always start from one side. Now, when it's time to line up your sides, what you want to do is that you want to use the end tip of the trimmers. Only the end. And you just kind of want to use it as like a drawing pencil, you know? Just want to draw in your natural line and how your hair naturally flows. And once you run out of room, you're going to flip it and just go up using the other side of the trimmer. Just want to draw your line in. Cut off what's necessary. Until it's lined up. It's a lot easier when you're doing it to someone, but when you're doing it yourself, you have to really pay attention and you have to listen more. Never ever rush a hairline. If you don't have time for a hairline, don't mess with it. If you're in a rush for time, just come back when you have the time. You kind of want to be patient with your hairline. You want your first side to match always your second side. Or whichever side you start on. Remember, use the end of your trimmers on your sides. Just the ends to get more precise. We're not trying to take our hairline back. We're trying to cut the frizzes to make our hairline straight and neat as we are growing out our hair for better waves. Same thing with the sides. You want to use the T-trimmer ends only. Draw in your sides. This is where you're going to have to move the trimmer more with your hand. But it works out. As you run out of room, go up, use the other side of the trimmer. Have them both meet in the middle as you draw your line in. These are starting to get hot now. They're starting to get hot now, so that's the basis of giving yourself a hairline though, with a self-cut system mirror or a 3-head mirror. You'll be able to save yourself a lot of money and always be staying looking fresh. Hope this video and tips helped you guys out. Make sure to like and subscribe and stay wavy. You can do it. Walker's Way.